Good morning, everybody. What's happening? It's your boy D Mac, man. So I really don't have anything in particular that I want to talk about. I got the Kanye West topic as my topic just to fill my title block, but I really there's nothing really that's standing out to me that really interests me or that really really catches my attention right now to really put a controlled focus on. So I'm just going to talk about some stuff, man, just miscellaneous stuff or whatever. Um, First and foremost, with the Kanye West thing, um, why is Kanye out here talking to everybody except for the guy that he's made a whole entire album and church service dedicated to? I mean, if you put that much time and effort into to showing someone that you believe in them and you have faith in them and you're committed to it, when it comes to the rough times like this is when you're really going to show your commitment to what you claim. And so I don't see Kanye out here doing or acting like a man who has made the declarations that he's made about God over the last year or two. And not to say that he's supposed to be perfect and every Christian is perfect, but even the most basic Christian knows that, you give your stuff over to God. You go to God in prayer, you make your supplication and cries out to Him, and you keep it moving and you move on and do the things in your life that you need to do to keep you straight and square, and everything else will fall into place. And sometimes loss is one of the biggest parts of your gain in life. And so, as to where people will argue and say, well, God would never destroy a marriage. No, but God will allow a non believer to walk out of the life of a believer that he really wants to use. And that's the choice that that woman made, because I guarantee you that that's the biggest thing that made her want to end the marriage. It didn't have nothing to do with all the other crazy stuff that Kanye has done over the years. But when it came down to Kanye trying to impose on her a lifestyle change that was not indicative to what she made her money and her fame off of, she wasn't having no parts of that, and she got up out of Dodge. And Kanye can't seem to understand why he's having such an issue with this, is because he still wants part of the world, but he wants to be in good graces with God, and you can't have it both ways. And so it's like Lot's wife. He's looking back. He's not willing to leave Sodom and Gomorrah without looking back, because he got so many attachments to Sodom and Gomorrah. And his wife, she's gonna look back and turn into that pillar of salt. And he gotta be able to have the fortitude as a man to keep his head straight forward and keep moving on. But Kanye is having problems with doing that. He don't have that Lot spirit. So, you know, the only thing I would say to Kanye, brother, is you need to check your real priorities, your spiritual priorities, and really go to God in prayer, and God will let you know that there's some losses that you're going to have to be willing to take if you really want to follow him like you claim you do. And sometimes those are things that you think are the most precious things to you, the things that you hold above him, and he's going to test you and see if you're willing to give those things up for him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's really the only advice that I have for Kanye. If he proclaims to be a true believer in Jesus Christ, then that's just a basic teaching right there that he should already understand. But understanding comes with humility and things like that. So yeah, that's really. Oh, did y'all see that Cowboys game? Oh my goodness, Dak, why you just didn't? Why you? You know, there's a way that people in Texas would describe what happened, and I'm going to get a Dallas Cowboy on here so he can tell y'all what happened. What's up, man? Hey there, boy. Well, how about them Cowboys? Yeah, yep. I appreciate you letting me get on here, Mike. I'll tell you like this right here. All right, so we got out there, them boys got out there like that right there. I reckon they is a spot tired from, doing what we do in Dallas because, Texas, everything's done big. So they let them San Francisco boys jump out there like that and pretty near had my trailer slide off with the axle under yonder, boy. So like the South, we will rise again. How about them boys? Man, get you like man, y'all. That's how all Cowboys fans are in Texas, man. If you're not from Texas, you from somewhere else. This is what we deal with on a regular basis. This is your average Cowboys fan. My wife is a Cowboys fan. She don't even know what an offensive lineman does, but she's a Cowboys fan. That just goes to show you the level of fanaticism with Cowboys fans. But that was a pretty good explanation of what happened in the game. So I'll let y'all decipher that for yourself. Um, let's see what else happened. Oh man, so we've been discussing something that a lot of people like to stay away from. They really don't like to talk about these uncomfortable things, and they'll use words like conspiracy theories to discredit them because they don't want their idea of society threatened. But I often talk about chemtrails. There's far too much study. There's far too much invested in the study of these types of things to just rule them out, and there's things that I see whenever planes come by because I live in an area where there's an airport not even 5 minutes away from where I live right now. I can drive for about 5 minutes and be at the Fort Hood airport. So airplanes come across the sky where I live quite often, every day, numerous times a day. And so you can tell the difference when there's a stream of fumes or whatever being let off from the exhaust from an airplane, and when there's an intentional streaks in patterns going across the sky, staying there for a while, and then slowly dissipating in like a ripple type wave across the sky. And then a couple of days later, you experiencing like a shift of energy in your neighborhood, or the weather may change, and all different types of things. And, you know, we often get into the what ifs a lot of times because these are the way that you formulate new thoughts. These are the way that we've discovered things in the past. Because of our curiosity, we've put forth an effort and it motivated us to discover some things, whether it was true or whether it was not. And so it's very healthy that you keep this practice going, because as soon as we stop asking questions, as soon as we stop making what ifs, then we're just going to stop learning and we're going to stop progressing forward, period. Always have to be able to think outside of the box and push the envelope. And so, getting back to that, chemtrails, there's a very, very strong connection to chemtrails and the heart program. And if anyone knows what the heart program is, this is where a group of scientists who are funded by some higher up entities, I should say, they have made it a point to learn how to control the weather by using different elements in that atmosphere to control things and to manipulate the weather. And for what purposes, you would say? Who would stand to gain, or how would you stand to gain by manipulating weather and changing people's weather? Well, let's say you have country who's not following the rules of the global alliance. I'm just making up a scenario. And you put sanctions on this group and you've done all of those things, but that group has like great farming and great survival techniques and skills. So they're living off the land and those sanctions aren't really affecting them like you really wanted it to. So what could you do to tip the scales on your path? If there was a natural disaster that took place there and destroyed all of their ability to be able to survive and do all of those things and live off the land, they would have no other choice but to bend to our will because now they need us. They can't they don't have those resources available no more. And these are the types of scenarios that comes into my mind when I think about programs like HARP and when I think about the chemtrails and their purposes and things like that. And people say, no, that's just so far fetched and out of here. But let me remind you that about not even 5 years ago, when somebody would say something about a Jeffrey Epstein or a Ghislaine Maxwell, we said the exact same thing. And now look where we're at. Jelaine just got about to go to the sentencing phase, and she's looking at up to 65 years. They killed Jeffrey Epstein in front of the whole entire world. So for us to sit here and actually think that this government has not time and time again kept us in the dark about something in order to, you know, in order to keep themselves going forward in the knowledge, because that's one of the main things that people don't understand about our government is the technology that we see that's being rolled out before us has been around decades. It's been around decades. None of this stuff is new. We think it's new. It's only new to us. And so the government will spoon feed us a little bit at a time, to keep us up to date with what they're doing. Because I'm not going to get too deep into that, but that's just on the scale that I think. And so I'm not going to put anything past our government. I'm not going to put anything past the people, because we as a whole world, not just our country, the United States, but the whole entire world as a collective has demonstrated how sick we've become and how low we've been living. We've been living under the threshold of humanity. There's a bar set between an animal and a human. And we've been teetering on the bottom of the human side for a long time as a society, a global society. We're almost animalistic. I talked about it the other day. Whenever you desensitize a person so much and a person loses their humanity, what are they going to go to next? Well, the next thing under humanity is animalistic behavior. So there's being a lot more animalistic behavior being exhibited in humanity than even in the animal kingdom. Even the animal kingdom has more sense and honor and whatever. They have that more than humanity does right now. That's a bad place for us to be. And so all of these things that we're seeing, all of these horrible acts by people and people just not caring, and what's continuing to go on in Haiti right now, nothing has changed in Haiti. The only thing that has changed is our coverage of what's taking place in Haiti. It hasn't gotten any better. And so we had it on news for a couple of weeks just so we could get a ratings boost or to seem like we care about the situation. But nothing else has been said about Haiti, and nothing has changed in Haiti. Nobody's made any efforts towards it. So those people who were deported back to Haiti from here and the ones that were dispersed down to Florida or whatever, who knows what type of network they have set up? Who knows what type of you see how the Haitian president was killed, and it was traced right to Florida. The Haitians have been communicating back and forth through their base in Florida. And so what is America really creating when they do these types of things haphazardly? You don't know who you released to Florida and what their intentions are, but you just did it because of the pressure of public opinion. And so you may have made a grave mistake, and we'll see. But blessings to everybody, man. I really don't have anything else that I want to cover right now. Like I said, I just wanted to make a video for today. I ain't really had nothing special to talk about. Kanye, quit trying to force a witch to become a, well, no, I'll take that back. An alleged witch. Quit trying to force an alleged witch to become a Christian. I mean, you barely a Christian yourself. That's something that you might want to leave in God's hands, and you might want to put your faith in His hands while you're at it. That's all I gotta say, man. It's your boy D Mac. Hold up, I got a comment. What's going on, bro? What's going on, Reverend Tony, man? I'm in here talking about Kanye. I notice how this brother is jumping on every platform and talking about he needs help with this and she not letting him see his kids. I'm just saying, have he took all of this stuff up to the Father? Have he went and prayed about all this stuff? Because if he really did, would he be out here telling everybody and on every platform what his problems and issues is? And that's just not consistent with the actions of a person who prayed, man, and believed their prayers. But that's all I was saying this morning. Um, yeah, I'm getting ready to. I think it's scripted. Absolutely, I think it's scripted. It's definitely scripted because Kanye West, people need to know first and foremost, he's a marketing genius, and it seems like the closer he gets to losing his relevance, he'll take it up a notch. Last time, oh, they was getting a divorce and they followed that whole lemonade layout thing that Beyonce and Jay-Z did to get everybody sucked into their drama so they could come out with an album together. That whole lemonade tour. That was this whole setup. They tried to do that first. Kanye and Kim did. That didn't work. So then, well, let me use my mama. You say he took 50 Cent promotion and add guests? Absolutely. And he said, well, let me put my mama in it now because now I done went out here and made myself look like a fool for Trump because, and I'm noticing a parallel between Kanye's actions and trying to be like Jay-Z. The things that he's doing, he's trying to be like Jay-Z because Jay-Z and Beyonce was friends with the Obamas. Kanye wanted to be friends with Trump. You know what I'm saying? He's following everything that Jay-Z does, really trying to be a a couple like Jay-Z. That's why he want Kim back so bad because she's the only one that really fits that power couple image for him like Beyonce does for Jay-Z. And so as long as he's trying to become Jay-Z and fashion his life after Jay-Z's because he sees Jay-Z as the epitome of success, then Kanye's gonna stay, in a place of turmoil, man. All of that stuff is scripted. That dude don't believe in God, because if he believed in God like that, he would have been took his prayers to God and let that thing ride. He wouldn't be out here acting the way that he do. He's very unstable, and they said an unstable mind is like a man. I ain't even about to mess that scripture up, but it said, you know what it said about an unstable minded person, man. So yeah, yeah, that's not consistent with what he says. So yeah, man, he can take 50 cents. He can take 50 cents promotion and add gas to it, but ultimately he's gonna run out of gimmicks. He's gonna run out of gimmicks at some point. And when he run out of gimmicks, what is he gonna have to fall back on? Because he sold away everything that he claimed that he stood for. You remember that song, um, Gold Digger? What did he do? Remember that last verse where he said, "When you get on, leave his ass for a white girl." What did he do? Because if him and Kim is over, I noticed that the women that he's been seen out in public with, white girls, you know? So I ain't seen him. He haven't been seen out in public on no dates with no sisters. You ain't seen him with neither one of the Williams sisters or any of the eligible high scale black women or high class black women or high value. Let's talk like Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin. The high value black woman. There's a whole lot of them out there, but you'll never see one of them on Kanye's show on his arm. Why? Because that's not the image that he wants to portray. He can't find a black female that he feel is equivalent to the level of um a level of a Beyonce. So yeah, you got a bunch of Megans and Cardi B's to choose from, and that's not a good fit for Kanye's image. So Kanye can't find a black female that he feels reached the level of a Beyonce, so he has to go fishing outside of that. So, it is what it is, man. You said Easy E said the media is $1 million promotion for free, but now it's $1 billion. We gotta up that now. Cause yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Whether it's good press or bad press, all press is good press for you. Exposure. That's what it's always about. As doing music and stuff like that. That was the biggest thing that we had to do, getting exposure. There were shows that we would do for absolutely free. We ain't trying to get no money off of it. We just want that exposure. We want to be on the flyer. We want our name to get around, that buzz to get around. So when we come to your town, yeah, I heard of them before. You know what I'm saying? I go check them out. You know what I'm saying? Familiarity. So yeah, so you absolutely right, man. So I'll tell you like this, man. Whenever Kanye went to see Donald Trump, you could tell you can tell when somebody has a fluid energy with somebody. And most of those people, even like with Jay-Z them and the Obamas, all of that was scripted too, but it was more fluid than Kanye and Trump. Come on, that was very, very forced. You had Kim to go up there and get some legislation passed, and now she's trying to become a lawyer, and it's just yeah. If you're really looking and you've really been following things for a while, you can see all of the common threads that link this stuff together, and to try to articulate it to people in a short period of time is a very hard thing because there's so many different variants that go into this stuff, kind of like the COVID right now. We got so many different variants that to try to explain them all would take a while. And I don't think I have that much data left on my phone. So um I I really don't have anything else to say. Yeah, I'm going on 25 minutes, so I'm about to get out of here. Hey, Reverend Tony, man, I appreciate you, bro, and let me know how that boxing tournament thing goes because yeah, that's something that some guys I know have something like that going down in North Carolina to keep guys from picking up the gun and have them go get in the ring and box out their issues. So let me know how that thing go, man, and uh yeah, I definitely want to support stuff like that. So I'm about to get out of here 'cause I'm running out of stuff to say for real, for real. This is your boy D Mac, man. Y'all know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word Can always hear you. I'm out.